Ila mumakile Asia. Tamu ulea. Zumba ye. Zumba ye. Oh my God. Damn. Oh my God. Mega dose. Oh my God.
So we've arrived in Malawi after a two-day trip.
Yes.
About 2 days. And we're a little bit jet lagged, but with some coffee and a shower and getting checked into the hotel room, we're feeling a little bit better. It's about 3:30 on Tuesday afternoon, so we're lucky in the fact that we get to start a little bit earlier than Wednesday morning. What we're going to try to do today is get the server stood up and possibly start imaging it, depending on how tired we are by this evening. Tomorrow morning we'll do the tour of the office.
Okay.
So.
Well, welcome to Malawi.
Welcome to Malawi, gentlemen.
Yeah. Both our locks work pretty well for getting the case here without incident. What we've got is we're carrying the blackberries for this post. So we've got 4 blackberries for you from headquarters. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Some documentation. Ibuprofen.
We need that.
You always need ibuprofen.
Medicine?
You know, a little light reading for when you have time. We've heard here the most is about their bandwidth, and you can see. We've heard here the most is about their bandwidth, and you can see from trying to upload a small Word document to the PCFS share has taken 20 to 25 minutes so far, and it's still not done. So bandwidth really is a problem here, and any apps going forward that don't take that into consideration are probably not the best suited for the Africa environment. We were talking to Vic, the country director, and one of the things he mentioned was that he's having trouble with his RSA token. We don't know if it's user error or if there's actually a problem with it, so we're going to dispatch a driver to go to his house and get the token and then bring it back, and we'll test it from here. He wanted us to go to his house and test the token, but we told him we could test it just fine from here. So those are some of the intricacies of working with different types of staff. A lot of times you'll get a country director or an AO or PTO who has higher expectations, such as, why don't you go to my house? And what his original statement was is, you should go to my house and get my internet working. And so a lot of times these requests have to be sorted out and put into priority, but they also have to be handled somewhat delicately, because we want to keep everyone happy, and we especially want to keep the country director happy. So Van Dunson, how did it go today?
It went pretty well. Actually, this refresh is going very smoothly. We completed the volunteer workstations today. We had a few blue screens, about 5 or 6 if I'm not mistaken. We have a note on which ones they were. But a couple of users that had too much data, so we had to work with them to get that straight. We had one user that had a extra long file name, so we had to run that to get that straight. But so far so good. The network is really slow. Okay, besides delegating, Brent, what have you done today?
In addition to management skills, no. So we had the training at 10 o'clock this morning, and it ran a little bit long. In part due to the fact that Victor got in late and had a few questions during the second half of the session. But I think it went well. What was your impression? Did you have anybody that had questions after we got done with training, or?
No, I didn't get any follow-up questions.
I know. I was real happy to see that the GSO went in and was creating some rules and following some of the techniques that we taught in the training.
Okay. No, we didn't. What else?
Network cables.
Oh yeah, network here, boss.
This is all the equipment going to the remote site for a standalone remote office. Van has offered to go and help Bendilli set it up, and I'll be on this end making any changes they need here. The firewall that's in place at that remote site now has not been replaced. The 338s are discontinued, and that's what we need in order to create the RPC connection back to the main site. So what Van's going to do is he's going to try loading the 338 config on a 318 router, and if that doesn't work, then we're going to have them use tokens until engineering gets a replacement done and sent out to the field. Okay, so we got Van and Bendilli back from Desda, the remote site. Basically, they were down there yesterday setting up the remote site, and Van is feeling. How much better are you feeling today, Van?
I'm feeling 100% better than I did yesterday, but I still feel bad.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So.
We're not, neither of us together. Maybe we're running at 100%, but that's just 50% each.
Exactly.
Bendilli, tell us how it went yesterday.
It wasn't fun yesterday. Anyway, when we got there, the first thing we did was to remove the old workstations and replace them with new ones. And while we were doing that, Van was backing up documents from the old server onto an external disk.
Say that again.
They had suggested that because of policy that the drivers are not supposed to drive at night, that we spend the night down there. But the way I was feeling last night, couldn't spend the night down there.
And take a taxi back first.
Yeah, I'd have walked back because that's how bad I was feeling. So
yeah,
we made it back safely, got the computers unloaded, and everything went well.
Good. Well, you guys, I think y'all did a lot of work yesterday. Did a good job at it. So yeah. So when I got the message from Bendilli, or from Bendilli, right, that you guys were going to be stuck down there, I ended up having to. I went in and talked to the admin officer. Admin officer said that it was the CD's decision to do this, and so I ended up having to call the CD, who was less than happy that to change the policy, but he was kind enough to change the policy to let you guys drive back at night, because that would have been a very, I know for me personally, if I were stuck down there without even a change of clothes or a toothbrush, I would not have been happy at all with being stuck at a remote site. Just shocked. So to recap some of the issues we had, we did do the training, the opening staff meeting this morning. We're in good shape with that. The blue screens of death happen on about 6 different machines, and we're hoping, well, that will work itself out over time, but it's just a short-term annoyance. We're going to be going around putting some second monitors for people who didn't get the larger monitors. So that's a nice perk of this system, the ability to hook up that second monitor. We're still having the issue of passwords not prompting on some systems. So
Yeah.
How does this system feel compared to the SBS system? Does it feel more complex, or does it feel like it'll be easier for you to manage?
I don't think it will be a big problem. Though there are certain things that are different, like the virtual servers and stuff.
Alright, so basically here we have our server set up. This is day 1, on Wednesday, August 9th. We've done the tour of the office. Now we're going to do the setup, imaging the server. This is the external hard drive. Okay, we have the twin UPSs. When it's set up correctly, we will have, when we're set up in the office, we'll have them hooked up together. Right now I keep them separately for ease of transportation. We have a switch, so we plug the server into. And if we were going to be doing desktop imaging, we would have desktops connected to that. We're not going to do that here. Instead, we're going to do it over the weekend.
We've brought up the UPS and the server this morning. The computers have been placed at the station, and as soon as the CD returns from the embassy, we will go and chat. Say goodbye, Graham.
Bye. Smart Start is excellent. Okay, so now what we've done is we've added the serial, added the East SATA cable. We now have our drive right here. This contains the image that we're going to image on the machine, on the server. It's connected with the East serial ATA cable. This to the connector which we installed before.
You can take a picture and then tell Washington, there's a guy who is super protective.
It's right. This is National Protection Week here in Mali. And could you please state your name for the camera, sir?
My name is Demba.
And, sir, can you explain to us why you're wearing a dust mask and a helmet on this fine Friday?
It's been kind of crazy here in the office these past couple of months, and a couple of people have fell on the stairs, and I don't know, it could be their head.
Safety first. Safety first. Thank you for your time today.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Did you finish?
We still have more work to do, that's fine.
Okay.
Hello. We're doing networking. That's what we're doing right now. We're trying to install as much as many things as we can in the actual server rack to save space. We're also going to rearrange in here, try and get rid of these tables so that we have, so we can get around things. Because right now, for example, it's very difficult to get around the server. This big UPS is being replaced by two smaller ones, which we're going to fit at the bottom of the rack. And maybe try to see if we can fit the server in there as well, so it's all consolidated in one place. Pull the tables out, and then we have all of our cables are managed in one place, so we can go around and work on the back of the server, front of the server. Just overall, better looking arrangement. Hello everyone, so we have finished setting up the new server. We copied files off the old server, which is taking place downstairs. Now we're going to take this downstairs to the server room and swap out swap out the old with the new, the router and the server. We're also going to make some changes to the switch and some of the configuration to tidy up the server room, so you'll have a nice before and after video to that effect. So my friend, what are you doing right now?
Right now I'm screwing the feet of the UPS, the new UPS, and we're almost done.
What are the feet for?
Well, so that it's more stable.
Yeah. So there we go. The feet are on. Now the trouble is flipping this really heavy thing over and putting it on the ground, which we will do. Alright, so we're oftentimes at refreshes we have to do some rejiggering of the server room. So right now at the voice over IP lines, I'm moving them out of the way. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the server in the rack. Actually, next we need to remove, we're going to unplug all this, remove it, probably put this is for the satellite router, we'll put it up here.
Which is the satellite router?
This right here.
Okay.
This is the old router,
Okay.
Cisco router. We'll remove that. We're going to put the new router in the rack. This old UPS is going to go away. We're going to move this table out. I'm going to see if I can remove the back of the server rack. And we're going to put the new server in here so it's not on these tables, taking up a lot of space. We have a good before and after. This is the after. A few hours work. Got the tables out, got everything in the rack, nice and pretty. We're going to put a small table here just for so I can work for the next week or so. But after this, pretty much everything will be done remotely through Jingo's PC. So we still need the monitor, we still need the mouse and keyboard. They'll be here, but you don't have to use them very often. We'll try to make it a bit more talk. It's like 10 minutes. The main thing you need to know this morning is your default password. So everyone has their notebooks handy, and that's good. Because without your default password, you won't be able to log in this morning. sit there and say. So, over this weekend, George, Katie, and I installed new laptops, new desktops. In some cases, not new desktops because some of you already have some of new computers. But we did what we call re-image them. We put a new image of XP and installed some new applications on there. So just one more quick video of the server room. It's Friday. We are heading out Monday afternoon to go home. Everything looks in order. The router's routing. Switches are switching. UPS is protecting. We have 2 of them here. And this is, I will say again, one of the nicest server rooms I've seen at any post. It's in good shape. So George, I just wanted to say thank you very much for working with us, and it's been a real adventure. It's been a real fun trip. Anything you want to say about the refresh?
Well, I just want to say it was an exciting and resourceful experience, and I'm glad that you guys came.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been great working with you. Your server room is awesome, and I think things have been really smoothly. Have gone smoothly here. So thanks.
Thank you.
Right.
So we're here in Zambia. We arrived in Zambia.
Welcome to Lusaka.
Thank you.
Because this is Lusaka, and we're in the server room. I can show the aircon. Yeah, and the old server, or what do we call the old server in a day or two, and the new piece. Right, it's on.
Here it is. It's 5 o'clock on Saturday evening. Mail is flowing. We're getting the desktop set up with the desktop worksheet configuration. So far so good. We have a few more to go. We got a couple of glitches we got to go back and fix when mail wasn't working. We got to go log in and download the mail for each user. But it's about 10 or 15 we have to do. Got maybe 2 or 3 more workstations to set up, and that should take care of the clients. So got to go check on Brett and see how he's doing.
Okay, now walking down to medical and programming office. Delayed by 1 hour because a member of staff just decided to lock up the place again when we said they should not lock up for the weekend, and that they shouldn't actually come to the office so that we can work without being disturbed. Anyway, we have the keys now and we can continue with our work.
And log into everybody's Outlook and let it install
it's
Outlook.
on.
I'm listening, Coy.
Okay.
And that way, all Outlook stuff will come down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we need to do
then we can discover who hasn't been done if we miss somebody.
Okay, well, I can tell you who doesn't have mail or who has. There's only 2 people now that don't have mailboxes that I can tell. I've got the names here.
Okay.
Both start with D. But we still don't have public folders.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to concentrate on, is get the public folders off the old machine onto the new one. What I need him to do, what I need you to do, him,
Yes.
cameraman,
Yes, please.
is to set the office permissions. First of all, to make sure all the groups are right, and then to set office permissions.
Okay.
Office is copying over onto file server now, so it's almost done. There is a fair amount of data that did not get copied over because of long file names.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So we need to look at that. I've saved the log, and you can look it over, or we can share it with programming staff. It's mostly program.
You go first.
These are the computers in the volunteer lounge. We're going to get the printer working today. All right.
Yep.
So it is printing from
No, it is.
that one. Someone said that this one was moving particularly slowly.
It is slow.
Okay.
As far as the internet.
Okay. Is this heater on down here? Okay. We got a bunch of wires. These are, this is a Zambia country binder and Zambia software media kit. I did that in 2007. Yeah, good. So this is the inside of the server, and we're going to rearrange some cards here to get it in the same order to match our build servers, so that when the image goes on to this, it finds the cards in the correct slots. Exactly. We've got an add-on eSATA that's going to go right in here on this slot, and then this is going to move to slot 5, and this is going to move to slot 3. So we're packed up to go, leaving Zambia. This is their new configuration. New UPS. Old UPS over in the corner, disconnected, waiting to be surplused. A couple of new switches.
Okay, I'm here with D. Munsanda, and give me some, how you feel about the refresh and how did it go, and any compliments, complaints, or concerns?
The refresh has gone very well, and I'm happy that we have new computers with the new Word 2007. It's great. I love it, and it's helping me a lot in working on some of the documents very fast. And I also like our workstation because they've given us a new scanner, which is a very fast one, and also the printer that has come, the color printer. We are printing a lot of documents from there, especially certificates and all in color.